Namaste doston, we have kicked off our PM Saga series with human resources. And now it's our turn to decide which topic should we cover next in our journey through project management for large infrastructure projects. You can cast your vote. You can click on the link mentioned in the comment section. You will find around 16-17 options there. Till date, we have got maximum vote for the procurement. However, we'll take it up whatever is your final call, that will be the next series. And without delaying, let's take up our first question today. Dear computer, please display the first question.
Green steel. It's the buzzword in today's steel industry. What's your opinion about this and how should we calculate how much CO2 is being produced?
Hello everyone, welcome to today's discussion on the green steel. The steel industry is taking significant steps towards becoming the more sustainable by aiming for reduction of CO2 emission. Kind of steps we can discuss in our next video. Our computer ji has asked how should we measure it? Yes, it is the right question. As until and unless we don't know how to measure, it's difficult to control. During Six Sigma DMAC theory also, we know that measure is the step 2 and control is step 5. However, we like to control first, then analyze and measure. That's our way of working. For every unit of carbon, we inject into the process approximately 3.67 times amount of CO2. How? CO2 atomic weight is 44. Carbon 12, oxygen 2 means 16 into 2, so the total comes out 44, and it is produced by 12 units of carbon atomic weight. So 1 unit of carbon will produce 3.66, say we can say as a thumb rule 3.67. Very simple. And let me explain you today about BOF route CO2 calculation in brief. You can see in the screen in that Excel sheet. There is a calculation given there, and I will share that sheet also, try to share that sheet also with you. And for a blast furnace with a fuel rate of 550, to produce 1 ton of hot metal, we use 550 kg of fuel. In general, out of this 550 kg of fuel, 350 is the coke and 200 kg is the PCI. Coke contains 86% fixed carbon and PCI contains 70% fixed carbon. We are going to calculate the carbon. Say for 86% of 350 kg, so there is approximately 301 kg of carbon for 1 ton of steel coming through coke, and 70% of 200 kg, say 140 kg of carbon is coming through the PCI. So the total carbon injection is 441 kg. If your fuel rate is 550 and coke injection is say 350, PCI injection is say 200, then your carbon injection will be 441 kg. And the CO2 production, because of this hot metal, total carbon production will be around 441 kg. CO2 production will be say 441 kg of carbon units into 3.67. So that will come around 1.62 tons of CO2 as per ton of hot metal. And we all know that 90% is the yield for the CO2 production as per ton of steel. So 1.62 divided by 90%, that will come around 1.8 tons of CO2. Now to evaluate the complete steel making chain, we must analyze coal, coke, any kind of carbon injection into the process. So for steel making, it is approximately 0.2. 0.2 is the CO2 generation because of coal, propane and natural gas injection into the steel making process. Now scope wise, let's understand what is scope. So there are 3 kind of scope. Scope 1 is the direct emission, which is coming from fuel insertion into the process. Say we are adding coke, we are adding coal, we are putting up gases into the process. This all known as scope 1. And scope 2 is the indirect emissions from electricity. So the electricity what is produced in India, for 1 kilowatt hour we are producing 0.72 kg of CO2. It's really very high. People are asking us to compare with the international standards, but nobody knows that in case of US, this is 0.5. So 0.32 kg per unit of electricity, we are producing additional CO2 because in India, maximum power production is through coal, fossil fuel. However, in US, maximum power production is through nuclear energy. 1 kilowatt hour of electricity generation in India produces 0.72 kg of CO2. However, in US it is 0.51 kg per unit. The reason is that in case of US, maximum power is produced through nuclear. However, in India, the maximum power is produced through coal, say fossil fuel. So that's the main difference. Going ahead, steel making power consumption contributes 0.22 tons of CO2 per ton of steel, and that is because of the power. And scope 3 is the emission from logistic. Transporting raw materials and finished good contributes approximately 0.2 to 0.3 tons of CO2 per ton of steel. That's the thumb rule. There is no precise calculation available for that because it is bringing the raw material inside the shop and selling the goods outside the shop. So whatever is the logistic, during the logistic, the fuel is consumed by the trucks or by the railways or by the ship. It's the consolidated number with respect to that and internationally accepted. So BOF route CO2 generation summary comes out like that. For scope 1, it is for 1.8 tons because of the coke and coal. 0.2 tons is because of the coal or steel making, and 0.22 tons is because of the electricity, and 0.2 tons is because of the logistic. So total comes out to be 2.42 tons of CO2 per ton of steel via the blast furnace BOF route. That's just a typical sample for you. However, with this method, you can calculate each and every process CO2 generation. So going ahead, several methods are there to produce the steel. And there is a lot of discussions and debates going on which method is more towards the green steel. Like people are saying put up the coal gasification plant, then put up DRI, then electric arc furnace. There are examples like put up coal gasification plant and then DRI. If you don't have a strong grid, then you need to put up say submerged arc furnace and then put up zero arc furnace to make the steel. Third ways are that okay, if we are making inferior grade or not inferior grade, low level of grade like for rebar or something like that, then we can use CGP, coal gasification plant, DRI and submerged arc furnace also. Or we can use the scrap and electric arc furnace. The BF-BOF route I have already discussed with you, and the another route is coal-based DRI and the induction furnace. So on all these scenarios, I have already made presentation to NISIT, National Institute of Secondary Iron and Steel Making, something like that, and PHDCC chamber for green steel making through BF and BOF route as well as through coal-based DRI. Its video link are given in the comment section. These videos are explaining about the economics also. So there are approximately 7 to 9 processes I have compared. each process, how much will be the capex to say produce 4 million ton with a 2 million ton in phase 1 and 2 million ton in phase 2, as well as consolidated also. And we have mentioned about what is the CO2 generation through each route. So what we have covered, capex, opex, as well as CO2 generation. And these numbers are quite old, but the ratio will remain same. What do I mean by ratio? Like say if 1.2x is the capex with respect to BF, BOF route for CGP, DRI and then SAF and all this route. So then that ratio is same. So we can very well say that this is the capital consumption in the BOF blast furnace and BOF route is the lowest. However, CO2 generation could be the second largest, and if we have a plan something like that, we capture the CO2 from the process like blast furnace, like lime kilns, flue gases and whatever, from wherever the CO2 is nominal, it's better to invest there. And you can see the economics also in this video, and this ensure taking out the CO2 from the route, like which is more economical. If we are going for a small process, small capacity, then we can say okay, coal-based DRI and induction furnace is more economical. However, if we are going for a large capacity and our dream is to go for like 2 million ton and 4 million ton, then only option is blast furnace BOF route. So with this BF BOF route and capturing the CO2 and utilizing the CO2 within the steel, if we can work out that technology, and you can see in the video also, there are few reference plants, those are doing it. There are universities in China, those are continuously doing study on this subject, and that's the most economical. And why China is doing so much? Reason is that their maximum steel production is through blast furnace route, and whenever there will be a indication from the government that we either need to produce below this CO2 level, then they have no other way to stop their blast furnace. So maximum studies are going on there to capture the CO2 or liquefy the CO2 or use within the steel plant. Yes, computer ji, what's the next question for me?
What's the first step before starting a project?
दोस्तों, sequence of Q&A is being decided by computer sir. So be ready with the surprises. Sometime he may ask high level question first and then the low level, and he has let me work out so that he asks in a proper sequence. But anyway, let me answer this question. Before starting a project, we must have a comprehensive team to analyze the risk and returns before committing any expenses, and detailed analysis of pros and cons must be done. Okay, what's the next question?
Should we work on process-based WBS or BOQ-based WBS?
We should have a process-based WBS plan instead of equipment-based WBS plan, or you can say BOQ-based WBS plan. Why? For effective project management, we must link physical progress with the commercial progress. The commercial work breakdown structure, say WBS, should be designed in such a way to integrate it with the construction schedule. So it is very important that we integrate our commercial WBS with the physical progress WBS. And it is only possible if we have both in the same line. Same line means they both are planned with respect to process-based WBS system. Even many multinational companies still follow BOQ-based WBS structure in their ERP system. so which make it impossible to integrate cost and time tracking effectively. So the process-based WBS can be aligned with the project schedule to ensure the efficiency.
Can you explain what WBS and BOQ mean?
WBS is their work breakdown structure. We all know. Organizing the task based on execution priority, while BOQ is bill of quantity, list required material. How to correlate it with this? Like we are constructing our house, and if we plan our budget with respect to say cement this much expenses, bricks this much expenses, rebar this much expenses, tiles, wood, sanitary ware, etc. And then we try to link it with the process. Okay, that's impossible. It's very difficult. You can understand that. So WBS focus on the execution, equipment wise sequencing for smooth workflow, ensuring that resources are planned accordingly. So conclusion is that planning with the process based WBS ensures better project execution and integration of cost, time and physical progress. Guys, if you are enjoying this video, don't forget to smash the like button. It really helps the channel, and if you are new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out our latest uploads. Doston, let's have a quick wrap up of what we have done till date. Our PM Saga book Human series is completed. Now we are in the process of taking regular Q&A. Earlier we planned to finish all earlier Q&A, but now we think let's have both together. Say first 5 to 10 minutes we will concentrate on Q&A. Then shall be starting our new series. We have initiated the poll section as mentioned earlier also to decide on what should be our next series. Till date, voting are in favor of procurement series. It will cover project procurement process. Let me brief about it. That project procurement process will ensure efficiency and safeguards while making procurement for capital goods or for the project. We will walk you through the specialized procurement process designed for project related needs, unlike the regular procurement. This approach basically focuses on balancing efficiency with the robust check to protect clients' interest. In my earlier video, I have already mentioned that we have created a portal named Proca. It carries all the process starting from RFQ, taking the request from SAP to the final order placement and giving input to the SAP whatever is required for creating the purchase order. Anyway, the procurement series has following steps. First is initiation. Every project starts with defining procurement need. The focus here is identifying specifications, budgets, and timelines to ensure smooth execution. Bid evaluation. Once we receive bids, a structured evaluation process helps to assess vendors based on cost, quality, and compliance with the project procurement. Negotiation. Why I said that it is different than the regular procurement? Because this stage involves discussion with the shortlisted vendor to secure the best terms, number one, ensuring cost effectiveness without compromising the quality. How can you do that? You can do this because you have a price idea. You know the technical process, how this process is going to move. Then you can discuss, okay, this is required for this project or not. What I can buy now, what I can buy later. How can I manage the technical with the commercial price. That is the most important part of negotiation process. Because I have seen like the organizations are saying technical keep separate, commercial keep separate. Then during the negotiation, you cannot integrate both. So in a committee who is negotiating the price, both should be there. Like there should be a technical person also, there should be a commercial person also. And now let's come contract signing and purchase order. To streamline the above process, we made our product PROCA, as I mentioned earlier. Once negotiations are finalized, contracts are signed, then all required terms to sign the purchase order are transferred to ERP system by PROCA. ERP system will initiate purchase order officially. Other part we will study in the procurement is stores and inventory management. After procurement, materials are received, inspected, and stored properly to ensure availability when needed for the project. Let me know in the comment what you think about today's video, and I will replying to as many as I can. Thanks for watching. If you are enjoying this video, don't forget to smash that like button. It really helps the channel, and if you are new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on our latest uploads. Thank you. Thanks everyone.